Previously on the Farmers of Thought show.
You would know whether that sound was calling you for battle or for celebration. Therefore, everywhere in scriptures, for those of you who are Christian, when you are reading about the trumpet shall sound, Mara, Chigarambok, Kugaramashambahud, down south, in the land, the black rain, bees, and endangered species. In the corridors of time, 2020, here from Farmers of Thought, down south. Welcome one, welcome all.
We are not for sale.
Maponga J. Marara Sose. Again on your channel, Farmers of Thought, celebrating African heritage, African science, African medicine, African pharmaceuticals, governance, and celebrating culture in total. It has come of age that as Africans we need to understand how civilizations in the West has been constructed upon. We know very well that in every city in Europe there is a museum. And in every museum there are relics that are collected, what you call artifacts. And many of them, in some of these historical sites you call museums, they've come to Africa to collect artifacts, these artifacts. And then they put them in their own museums as part of their own heritage. So for today I just want to show you maybe 3 pieces that I have personally made myself. And begin to show the African person that when you are talking about preservation of one civilization into another, we needed to start digging deep into understanding where we're coming from. So traditionally you would find something that looked like this, which is like a horn of a wild beast. And many times this could be used either as a cup for drinking water in your own home. It could also be used as an oil container. It could also be used as a relic for a family where special medicines were put in here and it was kept in the house, particularly in the Shona tribes, and they call it gonera. And above everything else, you can always cut the back and you can blow it up again as a shofar. And when kings were being inaugurated in Africa, then 4 corners of the city or 4 corners of the land he was going to be governing, people would run there and pick up soil and come and put it in here and put a bit of grass and put a bit of fats and etc. And then this horn represented the entire nation. For when the king was holding this horn, he was actually holding the jurisdiction of his own monarch. Therefore, in times of ancient past in the Shona tribes, when the nations went to war, they were basically looking for these horns. For in these horns were actually incumbent of the entire history of that nation. And secondly, you'll have something that I'm holding in my hand from the greater Shona and Karanga tribes. When they call us Mangura Naba Pfuribayo, Mangura is the iron ore. Therefore, you know that the Shona tribes and the Karanga tribes did not learn how to make these things from the West. These things, we were making them by ourselves. So when you look at this particular knife and then walking stick, and when they are joined together, it might look harmless. But over and above, you now beginning to understand that in the Shona tribes, before civilization came, we were already able to dig up iron ore, process it up, forge it into instruments such as knives, and have the intelligence enough even of concealing those tools and keeping them just as walking sticks. So you understand that the technology of any nation is actually frozen and incumbent in the technologies that they leave behind. And ultimately, I had an opportunity of sitting around the other night and making up this beautiful, beautiful hat made out of grass at the back there, and the 2 temple sides plus the one on the forehead there. And in ancient times, then the pharaohs would put in their feather there, to represent the greater Mahat kind of philosophical acceptance theories of the day. So you would find that in these 3 spaces, I'm actually holding a walking stick, I'm holding a crown on my head, which is a headgear, and above all, I'm holding a kudu horn. And these are the relics. And I think that African politicians and African municipalities must again go back to assisting anyone in the community who still has the science, who still has the knowledge of how to make these relics. This is the museum of the next generation, a heritage you can leave for our own children. Maponga Joshua, Chigaramboko, Garambaso, Mashamba Huda, so se Changambire, ya Garamau, Matanda Novor, Shiranavanvanj, Makumbamana, we don't meet each way. Until we meet again on your favorite show, Farmers of Thought. Farmers of Thought.
Felix Maponga Photography.